Is there relief for chronic fatigue? Hi, it's Dr. Ruth, the Pain Doc, founder of Chronic Pain Rescue, a telehealth practice devoted to helping those who suffer from chronic pain with holistic and integrative approaches to live pain-free. Many times people with chronic pain also suffer from chronic fatigue, so this is an important topic. I recently got to learn, in addition to what I've already known, just on top of what I've known about chronic fatigue. So I figured let me hurry up and share it with you. And we need to know there's a difference between just kind of regular fatigue and chronic fatigue. You know, you work and you rip and you run and you get tired. Well, you know, that's normal. Chronic fatigue, the main features, there's a kind of a spectrum of things that people suffer from, but the main thing is that they have tiredness at the same time that they're unable to sleep well, which doesn't make sense. You know, if you're tired, you get a good night's rest. That takes care of it. But people with chronic fatigue suffer from being tired, but also not being able to sleep well. And that is a basic definition of it. And there actually are several very simple interventions that you can do. So I want to just share this. We've talked in the past about the importance of sunlight. Sunlight actually in the morning, in particular, when you have the most of the blue light, which is a stimulant to, you know, kind of wake us up, start our day. So if you can get out in the morning, particularly if you're in a place where it is sunny in the morning, to get out and just enjoy the sunshine, maybe walk 15 to 20 minutes is all it takes, but to actually be exposed to sun. Now, if you're in a place where it's dark in the mornings, or, you know, it tends to be foggy and there's not really a lot of sunshine, you can get sun lamps. They're used for seasonal affective disorder. Some people find as the fall and winter come, they get depression, and that has very much to do with the lack of sunlight. And so they have SAD, or seasonal affective disorder lamps, that you can use to help give you at least some of that UV light. Another thing to do is, at least an hour before bedtime, turn off all your devices, the television, the computer. If you can, unplug anything in your bedroom that might be giving off UV rays. Even you may disconnect your router if it is in your room. The other thing is your cell phone not only can emit the UV light, but your cell phone actually, just by electromagnetic rays, can cause stimulation, you know, to kind of keep you awake and not have a good night's sleep. So you want to, if you have to, maybe you use your phone for an alarm. I know I do, to keep your phone at least 6 feet away from your head while you sleep, so that it will cut down on you being exposed to those rays that, again, would stimulate you to be more awake, to suppress melatonin. Melatonin is released by our pineal glands, which help us sleep. Melatonin is a fascinating hormone, though, because it not only helps us sleep, it also helps with our energy. And we'll get to that. But just to say, you want to turn off your devices at least an hour before sleep. Don't go to bed, you know, looking at your text messages or emails. Make sure you have an hour space without those devices, because what happens is those blue light, and they've also found green light, delays the onset of sleep. It disrupts the hormonal cascade that normally happens before you go to bed. As I said, your melatonin is going to increase when evening is coming and it's time to go to sleep. It helps you sleep. And it also decreases restful sleep. You know, we have different stages of sleep, and to really have rejuvenation while you're sleeping, you need to have deep sleep. But exposure to UV light at a wrong time in the evening is going to interrupt that and not allow you to have a deep sleep. The other thing is that the mitochondria are like the batteries of every cell in our body. So it's the source of energy in every cell of your body. Melatonin kind of helps keep your mitochondria in good shape. You know, if there is any breakdown, it prevents or protects mitochondria from breaking down. So that, again, it makes sense if you're not releasing enough melatonin, if you're suppressing that release by being exposed to UV light or just having your circadian rhythm really off, you're going to have a breakdown of energy because the mitochondria are not protected, and the mitochondria will be breaking down and not being replaced. And so you have that energy deficit. That makes sense, right? So some other things, as I was saying, that you should do: avoid watching TV or doing anything with electronics at least an hour before bed. Make sure your phone is at least 6 feet away from you. If your router is in your room, Wi-Fi router, this obviously is for people. This is a problem for you. Do whatever it takes. Do what you need to do. Turn off the Wi-Fi router as you go to bed. Sleep in complete darkness. You don't want any light at all. For some, that might be difficult. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe have a light in. I'd say try to sleep with complete darkness. That's really what you should do if you can. Optimize your sleep time based on your type of person. Some people say I'm a morning person. Some people say I'm a night owl. And when people are night owls, they tend to have difficulty sleeping, or, not able to. If you can't sleep all morning, you're in trouble. You're not going to get enough sleep. We actually are creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit. And the truth is that even people who are night owls, they're actually are able, with some practice, to fall asleep at least 2.5 to 1 hour earlier than they think. How do I know this? There was a study of people who they said they were night owls, and the experiment was to send them on a camping trip. There were no electronics, no artificial lighting, and guess what? Every single one of them, their bodies adjusted, and they found that they went to sleep at night at a reasonable hour and woke up in the morning. Their bodies changed because they didn't have the exposure to the unnatural lighting and the electronics that our modern society normally does. So you probably, even if you say you're a night owl, you probably could try going to bed an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours earlier than what you think is your bedtime. And now, in terms of the UV lights, we're talking about blue. We know about blue lights, but also recently they discovered that green light also is going to suppress melatonin production, which is fine in the morning, but it's not good at night. So they do have blocking glasses. The problem with most of those blocking glasses is that most of them only block blue light and not the green. And the other is that many times they don't wrap around. So they only block when the light is coming straight towards you, but the light going to the side of the glasses still gets into the eyes, still blocks melatonin. So there are some glasses now that block both blue and green light, and that wrap around. They kind of look like goggles. And so you could purchase those whenever you're having to use your devices. One brand, I think, is True Dark, and the other brand, Blue Light. I'm not sure on that. But the difference between those glasses and the former ones that just block blue light is that the lens is red. So you'll know if it's a red lens, it's blocking both blue and green. And like I said, you want to get something that wraps around the sides so that you're not being exposed to those rays all day, and where it's affecting your hormonal balance and production and interfering ultimately with your sleep. Now, this is an interesting one. Optimize your feeding window. Okay. They found that most people eat like 15 hours a day. They start in the morning, and then the last meal is maybe just before bedtime. Well, when you do that, you're doing a lot of stuff that's a problem. The normal digestion and being able to have a deep sleep, etc., are interfered with. They've interfered with. If you have there's a study that they did. If you could they took people who normally ate over a 15-hour period every day and had them eating only over 10 to 11 hour period a day. Like say they stopped eating by 7 p.m., maybe 9 a.m. first meal, 7 p.m. is the last meal, no meals after that. These are the benefits that they found. And then the other thing also is that most people consume their largest meal at 6 p.m. or after 6 p.m., which also is a problem. So have they just varied the timing, didn't change what they ate? You know, just changed the timing that they didn't eat so late. They stopped eating by 7 p.m. The people in this experiment, one, lost fat, lost weight, were able to sleep better and more deeply and had more energy. So isn't that amazing? That's a simple change. Stop eating after 7, you know, full stop. It's an amazing thing. Those are the things that are pretty simple things that you can do to help fight chronic fatigue. I appreciate if you implement these things. Let me know about it. You can reach me on social media at Chronic Pain Rescue. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. And if you need further help, particularly people suffering from chronic pain, I'm available. I'm a health coach for chronic pain sufferers, and I'm ready to partner with you in your desire to achieve freedom from being in daily pain. We can get you there. You can go to chronicpainrescue.com and set up an appointment, or if you're just curious, you can reach out and we can do a 30-minute free phone consultation. I'm available for that as well. Until next time, peace and blessings.